Welcome to Keepin' It Real, your go-to radio show for fresh insights and vibrant introductions. Get ready to dive into a world where we offer you the latest in real estate wisdom and the juiciest community tidbits. From expert advice courtesy of top realtors to opportunities to give back through local charities, we've got you covered. Plus, we'll shine a spotlight on the young athletes driving our local sports scene and uncover the buzzworthy happenings both in town and beyond. Stay tuned for a jam-packed hour of enlightenment and entertainment right here on Keepin' It Real.
All right, welcome everyone to our little community show, Keepin' It Real. I'm Dion Ethell, and I'll be your host for another week of guests and interesting facts behind the scenes of what makes Serria Vista great. If you've ever tuned in, you know that we have a number of different kinds of guests on Keepin' It Real. We host charities, event organizers, the city, local law enforcement, folks from our educational institutions, student athletes, business spotlights, even cool chats with interesting residents. And, of course, a little bit about the world of real estate because it is brought to you by the Sherry Ethell Team right here at Long Realty behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard. Now, in fact, stay tuned for a soon-to-be-released future show highlighting first-time buyer opportunities, interest rates, and the current local market. So that could be interesting for you if you're in the mood for some real estate and interested in buying your first home. So that'll be kind of cool. Maybe if you even bought multiple homes, it could be interesting, and maybe you can tell somebody about it. But today, we have a great lineup for you. We have two very special events coming up, so we're going to step behind the scenes with their coordinators, these two local events, and learn all about them and who they serve in our community. I won't spoil their announcements, so we'll dive right in. But after we remind you of a future event for next month that we really want your help and attendance on, that's the third annual Pups On Parade at Doc's Watering Hole on Saturday, November 15th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. You'll have music, food, vendors, auction items, on-site adoptions, and of course, our famous pups. And this isn't your ordinary dog show. It's an all-shelter dog pup pageant. Yep, the show dogs are actually all local shelter dogs trying to find a home. It's a unique way to band together with the community. The dogs get to stretch their legs and strut their stuff, and we all get to cheer them on as they walk the carpet. There will be judges for puppy awards, and you can even help us pick the People's Choice. All the proceeds go to the Friends of Serria Vista Animal Shelter to help with all of our wonderful spay and neuter clinics, vaccine clinics, emergency medical services, and really all the other needed services for our community of pets. And, of course, special thanks to the city of Serria Vista, especially the Serria Vista Police Department and our own Nancy J. Brewer Animal Care Center. We really hope to get you out to this awesome free show to support these animals. Of course, donations are welcome, and we'd love you to get in on the amazing prizes and stuff that we'll have on our auctions. You can also get in on sponsorship. Anyone can sponsor a dog, whether at the show or all of those dogs that are left behind at the shelter. $300 covers our show dogs and $150 for those at the shelter. We'll put photos of the animals with your logo and or your name up on the big screens the day of the event and on social media leading up to the day of the event, plus shout outs during the event to thank you for your special gift of life. It's a meaningful donation that'll cover adoption fees and some of the spay and neuter, microchip, and other health-related costs that kind of go into adoption. It's quite expensive these days, but the Friends will help cover the rest. And, of course, the entire event is brought to you by Doc's Watering Hole and the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty, in cooperation, of course, with the Friends of the Serria Vista Animal Shelter. All the donations will go to them, the city of Serria Vista, the Serria Vista Police Department, and our wonderful friends at the Nancy J. Brewer Animal Care Center. The ACOs will be with us to answer questions and help with adoptions, and who are absolutely symbiotic with all of the work that's done together to ensure our community remains free of unwanted pets and our animals are safe. We really couldn't do it without you, so I hope you'll come down. I hope to see you this year at this award-winning celebration of pets. This year, the third annual Pups On Parade at Doc's Watering Hole on Saturday, November 15th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's open to the public, and it's free, and bring your kids. It's a family-oriented event, and we'd love to have you. So mark that on your calendar, November 15th. All right, let's get our first guest in the studio and dive in right after a quick break. Don't turn that dial. It's Keepin' It Real.
What's in a name? Everything. Long Realty has been a cornerstone of Southern Arizona's real estate market for nearly 100 years. Our name is our bond, and our agents are our strength. Trust in the name that stands for experience and expertise. Visit longrealty.com or call 520-459-4993 to connect with an agent today. Long Realty. Smart move.
All right. Good Saturday morning to you. Welcome, everybody, to Keepin' It Real. This is Dion Ethell. I'm your host, and we're here at Long Realty Studios, the Sherry Ethell Team, right behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard. And I am joined in the studio today with two wonderful guests. I've got Tammey Saffo and I've got Janet Morlock, and they're both going to talk to us today about Relay for Life. Welcome to the studio.
Glad to be here.
Thank you. Good morning.
All right. Well, I kind of want to get to know each of you. Now, we've had Janet on the show many, many times, but we've never had you. So, Tammey, I kind of want to start with you, if that's okay.
Sure.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, how long have you been involved in this? How long have you been here in Serria Vista?
I've been involved with Relay for over 23 years. It started as a work team. One of our coworkers had cancer, and she started a team. So that's when I started. I moved here back in 1997. It was my husband's and I last duty station here at Fort Huachuca.
Oh, thank you for your service. That's awesome.
You're welcome.
So you guys came down to here, and you were, you said a coworker?
Yeah, used to work up on post, and she had breast cancer, and so she wanted to start a team. So that's when we joined. Yep, I joined in. I'm the third team captain, and so our team has been here for over 23 years, involved with Relay for Life.
Wow, that's a long time. That's awesome. And Janet, tell us a little bit about yourself. I'm sure there's some new listeners here who haven't caught up to you either. So tell us about you. How long have you been in this?
I showed up here in 73. I was a junior in high school.
That's a bit ago.
That's a bit ago, so I'm almost a native. And kind of immediately after high school got involved with some volunteer work, did some volunteer firefighting, and went to school to get a degree in fire science before a lot of my gender was being hired. Just a different time, no regrets, had a great time with that.
And now you're retired, right?
But yeah, I am. And the whole volunteering got stuck in my head a lot. So that leads to caring about things, like you look at the plight of the cancer patient. And
right.
Then family members were impacted. And I started out doing the cancer walks in Tucson, where my sister lived. And then I got involved, like Tammey, through a work team was my very first Relay for Life.
What year did you start Relay for Life here?
I want to say I started Relay for Life 2010-ish.
Okay, so a bit.
And again, it was a work team, a co-worker with cancer. We put together a team, and we just walked all night. So,
that's awesome. Well, I appreciate both of you guys here. I want to learn all about the upcoming event. We've talked about it a couple different times. So if you've tuned in before, you may have heard Janet talking about it. We may have touched on it a few times to kind of lead into this event. And now we're here. We're here, and it's coming up here. So why don't you tell us, Tammey, when is this event?
The event is on Saturday, October 25th.
So it's close. It's only a week away.
Yep. And we're going to be in the park setting up early, but our event will start at 2, and it'll go through 10 o'clock at night. We are asking our survivors to be there. They usually check in with Leanne around 1 o'clock. So she hands out some things for the survivors and kind of lets them know what's going on if they're new to the event. And then we're going to have a lot of great fun. We have a lot of entertainment planned.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about, before we get too much into the details, into the weeds, tell me, between the two of you, what is the Relay for Life? I mean, really, for somebody who didn't know anything about it, what's it all about?
It is an amazing community gathering. And like I say, every time I'm with you, no matter what we're talking about, Serria Vista is a marvelous community for supporting people who maybe have some tough circumstances. One of my favorite parts, this is kind of a day camp. We'll all hang out for the entire day. Teams are out raising funds by walking, taking turns around the track to signify, that we're doing something that the cancer patients can't do. Back in the day, it was we walk because they can't sleep, and it's kind of backed off. People aren't interested in those 24-hour and 12-hour events anymore. People just, society changes, but we still get a lot done in 10 hours. the mission of Relay for Life comes into play, and it's to raise funds to improve cancer survival, decrease incidences of new cancers, and improve the quality of life for patients. And that's probably the most important thing we do, is we improve the quality of life for not only the patient, but their caregiver and family. It affects everyone. So the vision, of course, is to end cancer as we know it for everyone. But until then, we want to support people who are suffering from the disease. And Relay does that with its signature element.
So tell me about some of those elements. So these are the things during the celebration that they're going to be doing?
Relay for Life, a lot of times you may hear celebrate, remember, fight back.
Okay.
So what that involves is we're celebrating our survivors who unfortunately have been told you have cancer.
Right.
We celebrate those that are going through the battle right now of going through chemotherapy, radiation, and also their families, of course, and their caregivers. We also remember those that we have lost. And so the third word that you'll hear is fight back. And we're fighting back against all cancers, hoping that one day we hope to not have to have this event anymore. The other thing with the celebrate and remember and fight back is that's signified by our luminarias that we have at the event. These luminarias, these are the white bags. The majority of them are bags. We do have some colored ones that are purple and gold as well.
Okay.
But basically, we have participants or just people that are coming the day of Relay to remember their loved ones. So usually they'll put in memory of or in honor of. Mm-hmm. And then we have a luminaria ceremony that they're lit up, and it's a beautiful sight to see, and it's to music. So we incorporate the luminarias to help signify three of the words that usually you'll hear with Relay for Life: to celebrate, remember, and fight back.
I kind of like that one thing that you touched on. You talked about celebration for cancer survivors and people who are fighting right now, but you also mentioned families and caregivers. So you're celebrating those people as well for their contribution in the fight.
I don't think you would talk to one cancer survivor and hear that their family didn't make a difference.
Yeah.
So caregivers, they're very important, you know. They help take them to their treatments. They help when they get down. It's just a support that's very much needed because it isn't always easy.
I think we've talked about this a few times. You know, I've had you on the show in previous years, but Janet, there's some history here, right? This has been not the first year you've had it, so you've been doing it a long time. And of course, it's partnered with the American Cancer Society, right? And so tell me a little bit about kind of the history behind it.
The history is kind of cool, like many great things that happen in our world. It starts with a single person that was touched by something that made him, we need to build a better widget. We need to do whatever that is. And in this case, it was a surgeon in Tacoma, Washington. And in 1985, he had lost a young man to cancer. And he didn't feel enough was being done for research, enough was being done for people who were facing this horrific disease. And so he spent 24 hours in a spring day at a university track walking. He walked 83 miles, and it was cold like Washington can be in the spring, and he never sat down. He never rested. And if people were willing to give him a little bit of money, he would allow them to walk and run with him. And so that was the first Relay for Life, and a school teacher popped up and got a little media attention for him because she too thought it was important. So this single guy on the track. Well, then in 86, 19 teams around the country went, hey, that's a great idea.
Now everybody knows about them.
And they're everywhere. And then the next year there's more, and the next year's more. Well, you think ACS maybe started Relay for Life, but he didn't. Dr. Klatt started it. And then along about 92, American Cancer Society went, wow, this is working.
This is amazing, yeah.
So it became their signature event. Went global in 95. I mean, just from this one guy.
So it's in all kinds of different countries now. So
35.
It's not just here, 35 different countries. Now, how long has it been going on here in Serria Vista?
This will be our 31st year. So
31st year.
Yeah, Serria Vista has done proud in representing Relay for Life.
That's awesome. And this is all going down again at Veterans Memorial Park. We want to kind of take a quick break, come back to this. We'll talk more about, again, the events and the different activities there, but we'll be right back. Keeping it real.
In a town with heart and history, the Sherry Ethell Team is the key. Serving Serria Vista, we agree. For military law and retirees. Stress-free process you will see. Personal care is our guarantee. Real integrity, real results. The Sherry Ethell Team, we never halt. Real experts here to guide your way. Making dreams come true every single day. Trust a team that knows just what to do. The Sherry Ethell Team, working for you. Real integrity, real results. The Sherry Ethell Team is your one and only call.
All right, welcome back to Keepin' It Real, brought to you by the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty Studios. I am here joined with Tammey Saffo and Janet Morlock, and we're talking Relay for Life, the 2025 Relay for Life of Serria Vista on Saturday, October 25th, and it's 2 p.m. to 10 p.m., and it's all going down at Veterans Memorial Park. Now, we talked about the history, which is amazing, 31 years. That's hard to believe that we've been doing it that long. What about you're raising funds? How do those get used? What do they go for? What's the impact there for our community?
So the funds are used for research. They're also used for patient services and also advocacy. It's very important. We do not have a research center here in Serria Vista.
Right.
But I want to tell you a very short story.
Okay.
I know someone very personal to me who research is helping, and he's one of many. He went through 40 rounds of radiation. He was told
Wow.
he couldn't do radiation anymore. Research has helped. So within the last year, he's been told that, you know what, if it comes back, they can dial it in and use radiation again. So research is profound. We have grants that are given to doctors, and we've had some in Arizona even. The patient services, we have a 24/7 hotline that people can call any day of the week, any hour of the day, and get questions answered. They can get help. They can get information.
So if they're just starting their journey, they could kind of touch into this and learn more about what you guys do.
Yes, and they have... if you're just starting your journey and maybe need a little help with organization, they have a folder that pretty much helps you with doctor appointments, medication.
Oh, wow. That's
but
neat.
they're there to help, and so this money goes towards that. It also goes towards information for patient services and early detection, education. So we're trying to remind people, hey, listen, do your annual exams. Women, do your mammograms, your pap smears. Men, do your PSAs.
Yeah.
Another incident where had a city worker and the city allowed for wellness checks. And had they not done this, this person would not have been diagnosed with this cancer and been as well off as he's doing today.
Wow.
So it makes a difference.
So that's amazing. It's particularly amazing that, technology keeps changing and we get all these breakthroughs. And so it's kind of neat that we're getting some ground on this to be able to continue the fight a little bit longer, maybe even find closer to that cure. And as far as, the actual event that you host, what kinds of things are going to be there? I mean, what kinds of activities will we find?
Well, we're going to have a DJ this year. DJ Mikey is going to be up there on the stage,
awesome.
Playing some music. So we're going to have fun with that. We have two great MCs, Sheriff Daniels and Jeff Davenport, that'll be up there on the stage helping us out.
Of course.
Along with the mayor will be there representing. But they're up there along with, we have some Serria Vista royalty that'll be there as well. And so they're going to help throughout the event. So some of the things that they're going to be doing are games and activities, such as the frozen T-shirt contest, which is
I remember that from last year, yeah.
It's always fun to see. And also hula hooping. We're going to have Women of Wisdom. We're going to be doing some Zumba.
Oh,
so
really?
Get out there.
Zumba, huh?
Yep. Get out there and get active. One of the best, I would say, activities, I think, of the event, and I think Janet would agree with me, is Mr. Relay. So we have gentlemen of all ages participate, and they get dressed up in women's clothing, and they lip sync to a song of their choosing for about 30 seconds.
Yikes.
And some of them have little dance routines. And so then after they get done, they're interviewed by the MCs and Miss Serria Vista Team. And so once they get done, then they go out and they solicit for money that goes all back to Relay for Life. And that's a very big fundraiser, and people just have a lot of fun. And that occurs later in the evening. So everybody usually has a pretty good time with that. But they'll be dancing, and we'll have face painting as well. This year we have a youth area that we haven't had in quite some time.
Okay.
And thankfully we have a JROTC teacher that is heading that up, and she has gotten Serria Vista youth involved, JROTC, National Honor Society, the Key Club, Student Council. So they're going to be helping out with the kids area. They're going to be a jumping castle as well as basketball, and there will be some other games as well. Face painting will be there.
Sounds like fun.
It will be. And then as people are walking around the track, they're going to see what the teams are. They're usually either selling some arts and crafts or some baked goods to raise money, and the money goes towards Relay for Life. So
now tell us about the walking part of it. So now these teams and whatnot, or even individuals, really, they might have some friends or family or somebody who is sponsoring them to walk around the track, or how does that work?
Well, what happens usually is the teens sign up and they register, and they do fundraising. So it could be sponsorship from a local business here in town. It could be a cakewalk. It could be, we have the junior ROTC from Tombstone is doing a pennies fundraiser. So it's whatever they want to do. We have, sometimes they do car washes, but they sit there and raise money. And we do have some people that would sponsor, a youth to do so many laps, and
right.
they
But it's really got a lot more options then, so they can almost do anything then.
They can do anything that they
Raises
so
funds.
desire that helps raise money for cancer.
So do some of these guys, if they did a car wash ahead of time and they raised funds and they raised, $500 or whatever, then they just come and present that to you at the day of the event, or how's that?
Well, what happens is we have meetings throughout the year because we're fundraising and trying to coordinate for this event year round. So we have meetings, and so the teams come to the meetings, they can turn in the money. And we have, with technology, it's been really amazing. We have a fundraising app that a lot of people use.
Oh.
You just download it on your phone. American Cancer Society fundraising app.
Okay.
So you can download that, and people can take money through that.
Oh, that's neat.
They can go online and buy credit card and donate by that as well. And so the teams will come to the meetings, and next Monday we're having our bank night. So they come to the meeting, they turn in their luminarias, they turn in money, they pick up supplies that we get for them for their team site. And so we just have a lot of fun. We're there for a reason, but we're there to also have fun and bring the community together, and it's an amazing community that we have.
Sounds awesome. Well, let's take a quick break. When we come back, though, maybe you can give us how to contact you guys. What's the best way to connect up with you, whether it be websites or other people. We'll get that from them. So this is, again, Dion Ethell. I'm here with Keepin' It Real, and I'm here with Tammey Saffo and Janet Morlock from Relay for Life. We'll be right back, folks.
Discover excellence in real estate with the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty, your premier choice in Cochise County. Sherry's amazing team brings honesty, expertise, and a deep understanding of the local market. Whether you're a first-time buyer or a seasoned homeowner, they're committed to your peace of mind and handle every detail for you. Their approach? Personalized service. Above and beyond transactional real estate, building lifelong relationships, nationwide connections, local expertise. There's a reason this team is amongst the top realtors in Arizona and across the nation. You owe it to yourself to call or visit the Sherry Ethell Team, the top team at Long Realty, behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard in Serria Vista. Call or text 717-599-2439 or Google us for more info. Real integrity, real results.
All right, welcome back to Keepin' It Real. I'm Dion Ethell with the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty Studios here. I'm a team realtor, but I'm also the host of the show, and I'm here joined with Tammey Saffo and Janet Morlock from Realty for Life. This is the big Pirates of the Caribbean, I think, is your theme this year, right? Right. And it's the 2025 Relay for Life of Serria Vista. It's going to be a big event. It's Saturday, October 25th from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's when the bulk of the event's going down at Veterans Memorial Park. Now, we were just talking before the break about a lot of the activities and whatnot that you're having. I hear there's something new this year that you guys are having. Maybe you can tell me about that, Janet.
We decided that we wanted to kind of up the volume and up the participation a little.
Yeah.
And I know Tammy's already talked about that with things like our theme laps where people are going to get, you've got to be there when the two competing JROTCs from Tombstone and Buena, they got out there and they did a shout down cancer last year.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
It was amazing. And it was pretty off the cuff. They didn't really even plan it much. We always do the survivor lap, and you're going to want to be there for that because we're opening up at 2 o'clock, and by 3 o'clock we'll have the survivors. And if you want to feel good about something, and if you want to see strength and resiliency, I know we got to raise money, but my favorite part of Relay is actually that lap because I have a picture that that's on my Facebook page right now, and it's the survivors lap, and it's a survivor. And she looks like she's happy. She looks like she just won the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstake because she's out reuniting with her friends from last year's relay.
Yeah.
And the amount of joy that these people maintain while going through treatment, the amount of happiness. Recently, I was talking to an oncology nurse, and I asked, how do you do that when you deal with people who they're not always having good days with you? And her comment was because they're the most upbeat people I've ever been around when it came to nursing. I've never seen anything like it. They come in, they're happy, they smile, they bring us cookies. And so that positivity, that energy flow, kind of lets the rest of us know that we can beat anything that we come across. So,
makes our problems small.
So that's the routine stuff that we're going to keep doing forever. But this year we decided to pump it up a little with this spectacular chance to win because, well, we want people there celebrating our survivors, our caregiver. We want people out there enjoying those luminaries. We want people sharing the hope till that very end. So we have a closing lap. We decided that if we did something spectacular at the end of the event, that people would
stick
stay
around. Yeah.
So I'm not going to tell you a whole lot about that because you're going to be at the event to hear a little more about it. But we've got some great prizes that were donated by some sponsors this year. We've got some items that are going to make for great raffles. Yeah. Great prizes. You're going to want to stay around till the bitter end. We're also going to do some cool stuff because, after all, we are the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Right.
We're asking teams to decorate their campsite so we can have a contest for the best pirate-themed decorations.
Is anybody going to be dressed as pirates?
And
yes,
that's
of course.
where we were going. You bet. And so best costumes.
Awesome.
Because cancer is a serious topic.
It is.
But keeping people upbeat and having fun is also a huge part of life.
Right.
We live for quality of life. And so we want to make it fun. So those are one of the things we're seeing. I can't wait to see what you put on. I really can't. I'm expecting that.
I don't know.
And I do want to let you know, I'll Zumba if you Zumba. So there's a little challenge
Got
there.
A little bit of a challenge.
I have no grace or coordination, so I just wanted to throw that out to you. We're just going to keep it upbeat. It's going to be a nonstop action. We'll set you up with a way to win that for our registered participants.
Yeah.
So they're going to want to be there. They're going to get dialed in, be part of that. We also have a treasure hunt going on again. It's pirates. So the treasure hunt's kind of new this year. And we have an event leadership member, and she put together an amazing treasure hunt. And not only does it involve the participants, it involves everybody who's got a campsite set up because they're going to be part of the treasure hunt. And when we complete that in the afternoon, everybody who found all their treasures and has all their stamps, they're going to have a chance at another raffle for another pretty great prizes. So we know that, gifts are motivators,
Absolutely, right.
Are you good at Christmas so Santa takes care of you? Gifts are motivators.
Exactly.
So I think those are all really cool things for Sierra Vista. That's going to make our 31st pretty darn incredible. And I really want to I'm going to shout out to Tammey right now, the backbone of this event, who keeps us all on track and picks up the ball when one of us drops it. She's over there getting all blushy.
Well, more than 2 decades, you've had a little practice, right?
She is a dynamo while dealing with a whole lot of life.
Welcome to Keepin' It Real.
Thanks,
Your
Tammy.
go-to radio show for fresh
since we're
insights
talking
and
about you,
vibrant
maybe you
introductions.
can help us
Get ready
with,
to dive
now
into a
somebody's
world where
listening
we
and they
offer
want to be
you the
part of this
latest in
thing,
real
they want to
estate wisdom and
participate,
the
or they want to
juiciest
volunteer to
community
help out,
tidbits
or they
from
want to do
expert
any
advice
part of
courtesy
this,
of top
or maybe
realtors
just find
to
out some more
opportunities to
information
give
about
back
how
through
do they
local
do that?
charities.
Where do they go to
We've
get that
got you
information?
covered.
Well, you
we'll
will
shine a
find that
spotlight
we
on the
do
young
have
athletes driving our
posters
local
around
sports
town,
scene
and there's
and
information
uncover
on
the
that.
buzzworthy happenings
But
both in
if you
town
want to
and
Google it, you
beyond.
can just
Stay
do
tuned
Relay for
a
Life with
jam-packed hour
Serria
of
Vista,
enlightenment and
or the
entertainment
actual
right here on
website
Keepin' It
is
Real.
relayforlife.org.
All right, welcome everyone to our little community show,
Serria
Keepin' It Real.
Vista
I'm Dion
AZ.
Ethell, I'll be your host
And
for another
you can
week of
also
guests and
call
interesting
our
facts
event lead,
behind the
Nina
scenes of what makes
Sanchez,
Sierra Vista great.
and her
If
phone
you've ever
number
tuned
is
in, you know that we have a number of different kinds of guests on Keepin' It Real. We host charities,
520-249-3615.
event organizers, the
Also,
city, local
if,
law
there's
enforcement, folks
survivors
from our
out
educational
there and they wanna get
institutions,
some
student
information, they
athletes,
can touch
business
base
spotlights, even
with
cool
our
chats with
survivor
interesting
lead,
residents.
and that's Leanne
And of course,
Schmidt,
a little
and
bit
her
about the world
phone
of real
number
estate, because it is brought to you by the Sherry Ethell Team right here at Long Realty behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard. Now, in fact,
also,
stay
of
tuned
course,
for a
out there, if
soon-to-be-released
they find
future
any
show
posters
highlighting
we
first-time
have
buyer
hanging around
opportunities, interest
town.
rates, and the
We have
current
those
local
QR
market. So that could
codes
be
for everybody
interesting
who
for
likes
you if you're
technology,
in the mood
and that'll
for
take
some
them
real
right to
estate
it.
and interested
Now,
in
last of all,
buying your
before we
first
go,
home.
I
So
want to
that'll be
ask
kinda
you
cool.
about the cans.
Maybe
I know
if
that
we
we
bought
always
multiple
talk
homes,
about
it
the
could be
canned
interesting, and
foods
maybe you could
that
tell
use
somebody
the
about it.
luminary.
But today we have a great lineup for you. We have two very special
I know
events coming up.
there's
so
still time
we're
to
going
bring
step
some of those
behind the
in. Can they
scenes
bring them
with their
into the day of the
coordinators,
event
two
even?
local events,
Yes, they
and learn all
can.
about
We would
them
love
and
for
who
them
they
to bring
serve
them in
in
the
our
day of the
community.
event.
I won't
And
spoil
what
their
kind of
announcements,
foods
so
are they?
we'll dive right in. But
expiration
after we
dates I know
remind
are
you of a
important.
future event for
Yes,
next
we
month that we
usually
really want your
ask
help and
people if they
attendance
wouldn't
on.
mind
That's
to
the
try
third
and
annual
get the
Pups
15
on
ounce
Parade
cans,
at Doc's
just the
Watering Hole
regular
on Saturday,
vegetables
November
or pasta
15th
or
from
something
11
like
a.m.
that.
to 2
We
p.m.
also
You'll
ask
have
that
music,
if they
food, vendors, auction
could,
items, on-site
to make
adoptions,
sure
and
the
of course,
expiration
our
date
famous
is
pups.
later than
And
July
this isn't your
31st
ordinary
of
dog show.
2026.
It's an all-shelter dog
we
pup
do
pageant.
give back to the
The show
community,
dogs are actually
and so
all
we
local
will
shelter
have a
dogs
couple of
trying to
food
find a
banks
home.
that
It's a
we give
unique
these
way
cans
to band
to. So
together
we-
with the
Done using them.
community. The
They're
dogs get to
correct.
stretch their legs
Yes,
and
they're
strut
gonna
their
go
stuff,
directly
and we
to a
all get
couple
to
of
cheer
food
them on
banks
as they
here in
walk the
town.
carpet. There
And
will
we
be
wanna make
judges
sure
for
to
puppy
give
awards, and you can even help us
them
pick the
time,
people's
through
choice. All the
through their
proceeds go
process
to the
for,
Friends of Sierra Vista
helping
Animal
people
Shelter to
here
help with
within
all
the
of our wonderful
community.
spay and neuter
So
clinics,
we would
vaccine
so
clinics,
greatly
emergency
appreciate.
medical
We'll take
services, and
anything
really
and
all the
everything
other
the day
needed
of
services
relay,
for our
food
community
cans,
of pets.
luminarias.
And of course, special thanks to the
we'll
city
take
of
it all.
Sierra Vista.
I know that's a lot
especially
to
the
cover
Sierra
in
Vista
such a
Police
short
Department
amount of
and our
time. I
Nancy J.
appreciate
Brewer
all the
Animal
time that
Care
you
Center.
have given us.
We
Is
really
there
hope
anything
to
else
get
that
you
you guys
out to
want to
this
shout out
awesome
one
free
more
show
time
to support these
before
animals.
we
Of course,
go?
donations
I
are
would
welcome,
like
and we'd
to
love you to
do
get
a
in
shout
on
out
the
to our
amazing
sponsors, the local
prizes and
businesses
stuff that
here
we'll
in
have on
Sierra
our
Vista.
auctions.
We have some
You can
top
also get in on
sponsors,
sponsorship.
Puritan,
Anyone can
Texas
sponsor a dog,
Roadhouse,
whether
AAA
at the
Fort
show
Storage,
or all of those
Aloe
dogs that are left
Fiber,
behind at the
Combat
shelter.
Veterans
$300
Motorcycle
covers our
Association
show dogs and $150 for
32.4,
those
Patriot
at
Development
the shelter.
and
We'll put
Services,
photos of the
RV
animals with your
City,
logo and or your
Sulphur
name
Springs
up
Valley
on the big
Electric
screens the day of the event
Cooperative.
and
I
on
tell you
social
what, we
media
couldn't
leading up
do
to
it
the day of the
without the
event, plus shout outs during the
sponsorship
event
here of our
to thank
local
you for your special
businesses.
gift of
We
life.
so
It's a
greatly
meaningful
appreciate
donation
what
that'll
they
cover
do
adoption
for
fees
this
and some of the
event,
spay and neuter,
as
microchip,
well,
and other
obviously,
health-related
as
costs
all the
that kind kind of
other
go into
citizens here
adoption.
in Serria
It's
Vista.
quite
We
expensive
thank
these
you
days,
so
but the
much
friends will help
for
cover the
supporting
rest.
Relay for Life
And of course,
Sierra
the
Vista
entire
for
event
31
is
years.
brought to That's you by awesome. Doc's Watering Hole
Janet,
and the
anything
Sherry
last-
Ethell Team
last
at
words?
Long
I'm going to
Realty.
throw in a big
In
shout out to the
cooperation, of
media people
course,
such as
with the
yourself,
Friends of the
because
Sierra Vista
truthfully,
Animal
if we don't
Shelter.
get
All
the
the
word out,
donations will
people
go to them.
don't show
The
up. We
city
can't
of
just build
Sierra
track and
Vista, the
expect them
Sierra
to
Vista
come. It
Police
doesn't work
Department,
that
and
way.
our wonderful friends at the
And
Nancy J.
so,
Brewer Animal Care Center.
luminarias, we
The
can always use
ACOs
more
will be with us
luminarias.
to
And
answer
if
questions
you want to see what
and
that
help
looks
with
like, we also have
adoptions,
a Relay
and
for
we're
Life of Sierra
absolutely
Vista Facebook
symbiotic with
page.
all of the work that's
And
done
you'll get to see what
together
those
to ensure our
luminarias are,
community
and you can
remains free
you
of
can either
unwanted pets
come get
and our
them from us
animals
if you'd
are
like fresh
safe.
ones by
We
calling
really
one of the
couldn't
phone
do it
numbers
without
that
you,
we're
so I
giving
hope
out.
you'll come down. I
Or
hope
if
to
you
see
want
you
to
this
show
year
up on
at
bank
this
night,
award-winning
which is
celebration
next
of pets
Monday,
this
which
year,
makes it
the third
date,
annual
please.
Pups
The
on
20th,
Parade
October
at Doc's
20th
Watering
from
Hole
5
on
to
Saturday,
7.
November
at the
15th from
Serria
11 a.m.
Vista
to 2
United
p.m.
Methodist
It's
Church
open to the
over
public,
on
and it's free,
3225 St.
and bring your
Andrews
kids.
Drive.
It's a
Well, there you
family
heard it. All
oriented
kinds of places
event,
and
and
ways
we'd love
to
to
get
have
a hold
you.
of
So
these
mark that
folks.
on your calendar.
All kinds of ways
November
to learn
15th.
more about the.
All right, let's get our first guest in the studio and dive
relay
in
for
right
life.
after a quick
And
break.
again,
Turn that
one
dial.
last time.
It's Keepin'
This
It
is
Real.
Saturday, October 25th.
What's
2
in a name?
p.m. to 10 p.m.
Everything.
Veterans Memorial Park. It's going to be
Long Realty
amazing.
has been a
It's the
cornerstone of Southern
2025
Arizona's
Relay
real
for
estate
Life with
market
Serria
for
Vista,
nearly
the
100
31st
years.
annual
Our name
event
is our
here
bond,
in
and
this
our
town,
agents are
and
our
we
strength.
just love that
Trust
you're
in
doing
the
it.
name that
So
stands
thank you.
for experience and
you.
expertise.
And we appreciate you guys
Visit
coming and spend some time with us.
longrealty.com or
So
call
hopefully everybody comes out. Anybody listening, make sure
520-993
you're
to
being
connect
a
with an
great
agent
cause
today.
and a great way to come together
Long
for it.
Realty.
We'll be right back, folks, after
Smart
these
move.
messages. The Sherry Ethell Team, Long
All
Realty
right,
Studios.
good
Saturday
Keepin' It Real.
morning to you. Welcome, everybody, to
We're the
Keepin' It
real
Real.
wayfinders,
This is Dion
the
Ethell. I'm your
trailblazers,
host,
the
and
go-getters.
we're here
In a town where
at
the
Long
desert
Realty
waits before
Studios, the
dawn.
Sherry Ethell
We don't
Team,
just talk,
right
we
behind
make
Denny's
things
on Pride
happen.
Boulevard. And
And when
I am
we speak,
joined in the
it's
studio today
real,
with
it's
two
genuine,
wonderful guests.
and it's
I've
worth
got
hearing.
Tammey
Tune in
Saffo
every Saturday
and
morning
I've got
at
Janet
8 a.m.
Morlock,
on Canyon
and they're
Country
both going to talk to us
97.7
today
FM.
about
Join the Sherry
Relay
Ethell Team
for
for
Life.
Keepin' It Real.
Welcome to the
We're
studio.
top realtors,
Glad to be
local
here.
heroes,
Thank you.
and the
Good
heartbeat
morning.
of our
All
community.
right.
Come
Well,
together.
I kind of want to
Raw,
get to know
authentic
each of you. Now, we've
conversations,
had Janet on
expert
the
market
show
insights,
many
and the
times,
best
but we've
local
never had
events
you.
you can't
So,
afford to
Tammey, I
miss.
kind of want to
Keeping
start
it
with
real,
you, if that's
celebrating
okay.
our community.
Sure.
Tell us a little bit
Genuine,
about yourself.
one of a kind.
Like, how long have you been involved in this?
Hey,
How long
good
have you
morning,
been here
good
in
Saturday
Serria
morning
Vista?
to you.
This
I've
is
been
Dion
involved
Ethell,
with
and this is
Relay
Keepin'
for
It
over
Real.
23
Brought to you by the
years.
Sherry
It
Ethell Team
started
at
as
Long
a
Realty Studios.
work
I'm sitting in
team. One of
the
our
studio today with Brandon
coworkers had
Sharp.
cancer, and she
Brandon,
started a
you've
team.
been with us a
So that's
couple
when I
of times
started.
for different events that
I
you've
moved
put
here
together,
back
right?
in
Yes, sir. So
1997.
welcome
It
to the
was
show.
my
Thank
husband's
you.
and I
So
last
today we're
duty
going to talk
station here
about
for
another
which
event
go.
that you've
Thank you
done.
for
And just
sure.
for those
That's
people
You're
who
welcome.
don't really
So
know
you
much
guys
about
came
you,
down to here,
you're
and
an
you were-
event
was it-
organizer, but that's
you
not
said
your
a
day job,
coworker?
right? What's your day job?
I do
used to
landscaping
work
and odd jobs
up
and stuff
on
like that.
Post,
So you do
and,
this
she had
handyman
breast
work for your
cancer,
day
and so
job,
she wanted
but
to start
you
a
do this
team.
for fun.
So
Oh, yeah,
that's
absolutely.
when we
Is it
joined-
still fun?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah. I gotta
ask that
joined
'cause
in.
you've done
I'm
so
the
many
third
now.
team
Yeah,
captain.
it's
and
sometimes
so
it can be
work.
challenging and stuff, but
Our
I
team has
enjoy it.
been
I
here
don't let it
for
beat me
over
up. It's
23
a good
years
time.
involved
So
with Relay
Brandon,
for Life.
he saw
Wow,
this
that's a long
void,
time.
this
That's awesome.
opening to help
And
out
Janet,
the
tell
community
us a
in
little
different
bit about
ways.
yourself.
And
I'm
he
sure there's
found
some
that
new
there were so many
listeners here
different
who haven't caught up to
organizations
you
that
either.
could use
So
help.
tell us about
now,
you.
I don't even know how many
I showed up here in
organizations you've helped. Have
73.
you
I
counted
was a
how many
junior
you've
in high
helped?
school.
No, it's got to be
Yeah.
a bit ago.
That's a bit ago,
So
so I'm
there's
almost
a
an
lot
idiot.
of them. He
And
basically comes
kind
in
of
and
immediately
sets up an event.
after high school,
very
got involved
creative
with some
events and
volunteer work
everything,
with some
and they're
volunteer
not just your
firefighting
your
and with
you know,
school
everybody
to,
get together in a
get a
parking
degree in
lot
fire
kind of thing.
science before a lot of
He's got
my
music
gender
and
was being
vendors
hired.
and
Just a
food
different
and
time, you know, no
drinks and all
regrets, had a
kinds of
great time
things.
with
And
that.
then
And now
people
you're
show
retired,
up at
right?
car
But,
shows
yeah,
and
I am,
bike
and
shows
the
and
whole-
all
the
kinds of
volunteering
things
got
that he does
stuck in
this
my head
all
a lot.
to benefit some
So
kind of charity
that
or
leads
multiple
to
charities
caring
sometimes,
about
right?
things.
Yes, sir.
You know,
So,
like you look at the plight of the
what are we
cancer
talking about this
patients.
time? Let's start
When
off. I know
family
you got
members
two of
were
them coming up,
impacted,
but
and
one
I
of them
started
here
out
is coming
doing
up real soon.
the cancer walks
And that's
in
on
Tucson,
the
where my
18th,
sister
is that
lives.
That's
right?
correct.
And
So this
then,
is Saturday,
I got
October
involved,
18th,
like
which is
Tammey,
today.
through a work
And what is
team
that?
was
Tell
my
me
very
about that.
first
What year
Relay
did
for
you
Life.
start Relay for Life
from
here?
4 to 8, I'm
I wanna
hosting
say I
a
started
bike night
Relay
and
for Life
veteran food
Okay.
drive
2010-ish.
at Doc's Watering
Okay.
Hole.
So a bit.
Helping
And
the
again,
local
well, it was a
American
work
Legion
team,
Post
you know,
52 and the Warrior
coworker
Healing
with
Center.
cancer,
Wow.
we put together
Okay,
a
so
team, and
the American Legion
we
Warrior
just
Healing Centers, that's
walked all
awesome.
night, so,
And so is everybody
I
going to be
appreciate
riding their
both of you guys
motorcycles
here. I
to
wanna learn
the
all
event
about
and
Absolutely,
the
yeah.
upcoming event?
And even if
we
you don't have a
talked about a
motorcycle,
couple
just-
different times.
you can
So
still
if
come on and hang out, and it's going to be a great time helping the local veterans in our community.
Touched on it a few times. I kind of lead into
you had mentioned
to me before one time that you were, and now we're doing a cam drive here, and it's coming up here.
Yes, sir.
Tell us, what does that look like?
Tell us, Tammey,
when is this event?
The event is on Saturday, October 25th.
Yes, sir.
So
we're
it's
collecting
close. It's only a week away.
And we're going to be in the park setting up early, but our event will start at 2,
and then we're
and it'll
collecting them all
go
through
through
the whole
10
month of
o'clock at
October.
night.
Oh, wow.
We are
So not just
asking
that day.
our
Yeah.
survivors
We
to
started
be
actually collecting
there.
October
They usually
1st.
check in
So
with
are there already
Leanne
boxes there?
around 1
There
o'clock.
should be. If not,
so
there will be
she
dropped
hands
off
out
here
some
shortly.
things for the survivors,
so
and
there's an
kind of lets them know
opportunity
what's
for
going
you
on
to
if
do
they're new
that
to
even
the
before
event.
the event starts, and then even
then we're
after
gonna
the
have a
event's
lot of great
over, you can
fun.
still
We have
come
a lot
in
of
and do that.
entertainment
So if you show up and you forgot,
planned.
let's talk a little bit about before we get too much into the details and the weeds. And what do those go to between the two of you?
So some of it, a portion goes to the American Legion, and then some
really,
of the
for
food
somebody who
goes
didn't
to
know anything about
the
it,
Warrior
what's it all
Healing
about?
Center.
It is an amazing
Yes,
community
oh, that's awesome.
gathering, and like I say, every time I'm with you, no matter what we're talking about, Serria Vista is a marvelous community for supporting people
we really
who maybe have some
enjoyed
tough
helping them out. I know that that's
circumstances.
a
One of my favorite
ongoing
parts
thing
is
because
kind of a day
they're hooking
camp.
people
We'll all
up
hang out for
every
the entire
week with
day.
that stuff.
Teams are out raising
So this
funds
is
by
Saturday,
walking,
October 18th,
taking
which is
turns
today,
around the
and
track
although it's
to
morning and this
signify,
thing kicks off
that
at
we're doing
4
something that
o'clock,
the
so
cancer
you
patients
got
can't
to get
do.
busy here
Back in
pretty
the day,
quick
it was
and
we
go
walk
off and
because they
take
can't
care of
sleep,
this.
and
What
it's
all
kind of
kinds of
backed off.
things?
People
Walk
aren't
me through
interested
what
in
the
those
setup looks
24-hour
like
and
for something
12-hour
like
events
that.
anymore.
I mean, what do you do?
People
Because
just,
in
it's,
the
you know,
beginning, you gotta put
society
those so
changes,
that the owner of the-
you know, and
so
we still get
I
a
had
lot
a
done in
sit
10
down
hours.
at the Warrior
The
Healing
mission
Center was
of
me
Relay for Life
and
comes into
Kathy
play and to
and
raise
Kevin
funds to
James,
improve cancer
and
survival,
basically we
decrease
had a meeting
incidences
just
of
to
new
have a
cancer,
vision,
and
and
improve
then
the quality of
threw out
life
details for the
patients.
flyers and
And
stuff
that's
like that. And then I
probably
talked
the
to
most
the owners
important
for
thing
Dark
we do
Watering Hole. We
is we
set out a
improve the
date,
quality of
and
life
then we
for not only
talked
the
to the
patient, but
Legion,
their
and then
caregiver
everyone's
and
on
family.
board. And then now it's up to
It
me
affects
to
everyone.
put
together.
Yeah,
So the
push everything
vision,
out.
of course, is
And
to
so,
end
and so
cancers.
once you
We
get
know
the
it for
flyers
everyone,
constructed and you get
but
those
until
things
then, we want
out,
to
then
support people
obviously you're doing
who are
some PR
suffering
stuff
from the
here. You're trying to
disease,
get it out
and
over the
Relay
radio,
does that
get
with its
people
signature
interested,
element.
and talk
So
about
tell me
it a little
about
bit.
what some of
And
those
it's still
elements.
got
So
plenty
these
of
are the
time 'cause
things
it's not the
during the
4 today,
celebration
so
that they're
got
going to be
plenty of
doing.
time to think about it.
Relay
Great
for
place
Life,
to be
a lot of
tonight.
times you may
What kinds
hear
of things go
celebrate,
into
remember,
just
fight
the
back.
process there? So once
So
this happens,
what that
you're not
involves
having
is
a
we're
show though on this
celebrating
one,
our
right?
No.
survivors
So it's just
who
bring your
unfortunately
bikes.
have
You
been
can
told
come
you
out,
have
check out
cancer.
each other's bikes, but this is more of a gathering, a
we
social
celebrate
gathering.
those
It's
that
just,
are going
you know,
through the
like
battle
the bike
right
night
now
food jar, just helping, you know, just
going through
basically just like you just said, like a social thing,
radiation,
and we're all
also
kind of
their
bike
families,
rally.
of course, and
And
their
accepting
caregivers. We
donations for the
also
vets,
remember
so, you know,
those
just
that we have
helping out a good
lost.
cause.
And
Even
so
if you don't have
the
a
third
bike,
word
like,
that you'll
it's open to
hear
the
is
public,
fight
so
back.
like I just
And we're
trying
fighting
to do
back
something
against
different,
all
you know.
cancers, hoping
I
that
did
one
a
day
bike
we
night
hope to not have
food
to
drive a
have
couple
this
years ago,
event
back in
anymore.
2019.
The other
I
thing
helped out
with the
Peach's
Celebrate
Pantry
and
at
Remember
Tompkins
and Fight
Park.
Back
Yeah.
is
I had a food vendor,
that's signified by our
lady come sew
luminarias
on like
that we have at
patches
the
and
event.
stuff for vests,
These
and then like
luminarias,
there's a lot of different
these
clubs
are
that came out.
the
It
white
was a good time.
bags.
Well, this
the
will be
majority of
fun
them
and a
are
little easier on you 'cause
bags. We
somebody
do
else is
have
cooking.
some
So, yeah.
colored ones that
Doing
are
all that
purple and gold
legwork.
as well.
So that's
Yeah.
good.
But
So,
basically,
you
we
just
have
kinda have to show up for
participants
that
or
part
just
of it.
people that
But then
are
you've got to
coming the day
collect
of
all these
relay
things and
to
who collects
remember
all
their
the
loved
food
ones.
that
So
you
usually
get?
they'll
Is
put
that
in
you?
memory of or in honor of.
So
And
yeah,
then we
it's
have a
me, and
luminaria
then
ceremony
at the end of the
that they're
month, I'll
lit
be
up, and
delivering all the
it's a
food to
beautiful
where
sight
it
to
needs
see,
to
and
go.
it's to
Yeah.
music.
Wow.
So we
That's amazing.
incorporate
And
the
then all of
luminarias to
anybody
help
who
signify
makes a
through the words
donation,
that usually
how
you'll
does that
hear
work? Do they
with
make them
Relay for Life to celebrate, remember, and fight
for
back.
the Warrior?
I kinda like that one thing that you touched on. You talked about celebration for cancer survivors
so they can
and people who
either
are fighting right
do
now.
like cash
But you also
donations
mentioned
or
families
whatever,
and
or whatever
caregivers.
charity
So you're
they want
celebrating
to,
those people
we're gonna
as
like
well
split it
for
up
their
from the Legion to the
contribution
Warrior Healing.
in
So
the fight.
each one
I
gets
don't
like
think you would talk to
a
one
portion, I guess you would say.
cancer
proportion.
survivor
Yeah. And
and
none of it's
hear
going
that
to
their
you.
family didn't make
So
a
you're
difference.
just splitting
Yeah.
amongst these
So
charities. That's what I like.
caregivers,
What's beautiful
they're
about
very
you,
important.
Brandon, and
you
it's
know,
cool work that you
they
do.
help
is
take them
you
to
don't
their
collect any pay
treatments.
for
They help
this.
when
You're
they
doing
get down.
this 100%
it's
on
just
your
the
own.
support
This is something
that's
that
very
you
much
dreamed
needed
up,
because
something
it
that
isn't
you
always
put
easy.
together, and then
I think we've
you
talked
execute
about this
it.
a few times.
And sometimes you'll have
I've
help,
had you on
but
the show
most
in
of the time
previous
it's
years,
a big
but
part of it
Janet,
is you.
there's some history
and
here,
the
right?
people
This
that
has
you've
been
kind
kind
of
of brought
the
together.
first year
this
you've had
network
it, so
of other people.
you've been doing it a long time.
who either
and
need
of course
something
it's
or can
partnered
provide
with the
something
American
and
Cancer
put 'em all
Society
to
right?
work.
Yeah. So
And
tell
so
me a
that's
little
pretty
bit
cool.
about kind of the
sometimes
history
it's
behind
like
it.
The
it's good
history
to
is
have
kinda
people
cool,
like that are
many
helping you,
great
but sometimes
things that happen in our world. It starts with a single person that was touched by something.
It can be a little tough when you got a whole bunch of people to try to put them all together, and then you get everybody on the same page and do it. And sometimes too, you can almost have too many people in a small venue,
and he didn't feel enough was being done for
especially like this
enough
one.
was being done
doesn't
for
have your
people who
usual
are facing
flair
this
of
horrific
car
disease.
shows and all kinds of craziness going on. So a little bit easier to manage. You can just come in,
at a
enjoy yourself,
track,
hang out,
walking.
Donate to a worthy
miles,
cause and help these organizations,
like can be in
both the American Legion and the Warrior Healing Center.
He never rested.
I feel like the veterans don't get enough
love
to give
him a little bit of money. He would allow them to walk and run with him.
Always a need.
So that was the first Relay for Life, and a school teacher popped up and got a little media attention for him because she too thought it was important. So this single guy on the track. Well, then in '86, 19 teams around the country were, hey, that's a great idea.
Accept me
now
everybody had that little meeting.
And they're everywhere. And then the next year there's more, and the next year there's more. Well, you think ACS maybe started Relay for Life, but even Dr. Klatt started it. And then along about 92, American Cancer Society went, wow,
good for them.
This is working.
This is amazing.
So it became their signature event. Went global in 95. I mean, just from this one guy.
So it's in all kinds of different countries now. 4 to 8 p.m. It's not just here. 35 different countries. So now we're going to take a quick break here in Serria Vista. And when we come back, we're going to talk about another event coming up for just the following weekend. You're going to be a tired guy after this.
Done proud and representing Relay for
activities.
Life.
That's awesome. So folks, we'll be right back. And this is all going down again. Hit it up with Brandon Veterans Memorial Park. Next, we want to kind of take a quick break. Come back to this. We'll talk more about. We'll be right back. Again, the events and the different activities there. But we'll be right back. Keep it real.
Reality? Your answer lies in a conversation with Sherry Ethell and her exceptional team at Long Realty, a name synonymous with trust and reliability in Arizona's real estate landscape.
Hi, I'm Sherry Ethell, Realtor and Team CEO of the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty. Your ideal moment has arrived. We tailor our approach to you and your needs and goals. Let us put our extensive network to work for you. Take the stress out of the process.
Whether buying or selling, remember the name Sherry Ethell and the Sherry Ethell Team. Visit the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard in Serria Vista. Call or text 717-599-2439 or Google us for more information. Real integrity, real results.
All right, folks, welcome back to the show, the Keepin' It Real radio show brought to you by Sherry Ethell and the team here. All right, welcome back to Keepin' It Real. Sitting in here by the Sherry Ethell team at Long Realty Studios. I am here joined with Tammey Saffo and Janet Morlock, and we're talking Relay for Life. The 2025 organizer is his thing. Saturday, October 25th, a number of events for a number of years. It's all going down at Veterans Memorial Park.
Started doing
now,
these back
we
in
talked about history, which is amazing. 31 years. A number of years you've been doing stuff. And how many events did you do this year? You're raising funds. How do those get used? What do they go for? What's the impact there for our community?
So the funds are used for research.
Maybe 7
They're
or 7.
also used for patient services.
So that's a lot.
And also
a lot of
advocacy.
events for one
it's
person
very
to handle
important.
and
we
to kind
do,
of organize.
We do
but
not
he does a
have
wonderful job of this, and they're all for wonderful causes.
But
he takes no money from it, and all the proceeds go to benefit these organizations.
I know someone very personal to me who research is helping.
I stand corrected. That's amazing.
Yeah, September
one of many.
Appreciation
he
party.
went through 40 rounds of radiation. Okay. He was told
so
he
what's
was
the next
he
one? So this is benefiting Broken
anymore.
to Brave Horse
Research
Sanctuary.
has helped.
When is
so
this?
within the
This
last year, he's been
so
told
that's the
that,
following
you know what,
Saturday.
if it comes back,
so that's next Saturday.
They can dial it in.
It's from 12:30 to
use
7:30.
radiation again.
And where's
so
it at?
It's going to be at the Tombstone Brewery on the West End.
We have grants that are given to doctors, and we've had some in Arizona even. The patient services, we have a 24/7 hotline that people can call any day of the week, any hour of the day, and get questions answered. They can get help. They can get information.
They could help horses and donkeys that are about to be on the chopping block. So they save them, and then they get them
if you're just starting your journey and maybe
need
a little help with organization, they have a folder that pretty much helps you with doctor appointments, medication.
Yeah, she just saved.
But they're there to help, and so this money goes towards that.
She just saved like 6
it
baby
also
horses
goes
from being
towards
taken
information
to their,
for patient services.
These 6 colts, they would have
early
gone
detection,
to a
education.
butcher house, right?
So
that's where most of these
we're trying to remind people,
and so
hey,
they end
listen,
up getting
do
sent
your
off to a
annual
butcher to make, I'm assuming,
women do your
pound food or
mammograms,
something
your
like
pap
that.
smears,
So they
men
end
do
up
your
being slaughtered.
PSAs.
Yeah, so that's their whole mission is
another
saving
incident
all
where
these animals before
had a
they
city worker,
get to that point.
And so they rescue these animals.
And
do
for
they
wellness
do they
checks.
house them and
had
board
they
them
not
for a
done
while?
this, this person would not
until they're
have
able
been
to
diagnosed with this cancer.
get them a new home, then they keep them as long as they can, and then once someone else takes them, then they have their forever
So it
home.
makes a difference.
Just like you would.
So that's amazing.
It's
particularly amazing that
that's cool.
Technology keeps
these
changing,
guys
and
kind of a different
get all these
actually
breakthroughs, and so it's kind of neat
in a way.
absolutely.
I've never
ground on this to be able to
done
the fight a little bit longer, maybe
dogs and stuff
even
like that,
find
I'm always
closer
down
to that cure.
And
I know you're always helping the animal shelter, and that's always a good thing. What kinds of things are going to be there? I mean, what kinds of activities will we find? And so it's Tombstone Brewery,
October 25th. Well, we're going to have a DJ this year.
Saturday,
DJ Mikey is going to be up there on the stage,
Saturday week from
playing
today,
some music. So we're going to have fun with that.
Those guys.
We also we have two great MCs, Sherry Ethell
it's a gathering.
And
we have
Jeff
a DJ
Davenport
coming
that'll
out.
be up there on the stage helping us out.
Yeah, my buddy from
along with
Tucson
the mayor
will
be
DJing
there representing.
So we're going to be collecting monetary donations and supplies.
Serria Vista Royalty that'll be there as well. And so they're going to help throughout the event
as much as we can.
So some of the things that they're going to be doing are games and activities such as the frozen T-shirt contest, which is always fun to see. And also hula hooping. We're going to have women of wisdom. We're going to be doing some Zumba. So get out there and get out there and get active.
Yeah, all that fun stuff.
So you horse people out there who are listening today and would like to make a donation as a possibility for you on the 25th there to donate some tack and help these guys out at the horse sanctuary, the Broken to Brave Horse Sanctuary,
and they get dressed
right
up
here locally.
in women's clothing.
Then
and
also,
they lip sync to a
raising
song of their
funds for them,
choosing
right?
for about 30 seconds.
All the money that we get will go directly
some of them have little
to them.
dance
They'll be out there as well. And then she's going to be
so
selling
after they
some
get done,
T-shirts as well.
they're interviewed by the
she
MCs
made some T-shirts for the event.
Miss Serria Vista,
so they're going to have some event shirts.
Team.
You can buy
and so once they get done, then they go out
some tack or some
and they
feed or
solicit
whatever
for
you have
money
for
that
horses
goes
and
all
burros
back to Relay for Life.
And
that's a very big fundraiser, and people just have a lot of fun. And that occurs later in the evening. So everybody usually has a pretty good time with that.
Is it going to be inside or outside?
It's going to be outside on the patio.
We'll have face painting as well.
I always like doing stuff outside, especially if it's nice weather too.
A youth area that we haven't had in quite some time.
Honestly, the events that you've hosted,
we
out there, like the one out there at Native, is nice sitting outside, and you kind of are able to break off from the rest of the group, so you're not disturbing other patrons who are there, and yet you're still enjoying the atmosphere.
So they're going to be helping out with the kids area. They're going to be a jumping castle as well as
a dollar amount that you got in your mind for this one or the other one?
Face
do you ever go into it with that? Sounds like fun.
I mean, sometimes I have, but sometimes it's like I don't want to.
As people are walking around the track, they're going to see what the teams are. They're usually either selling some arts and crafts or some baked goods to raise money, and the money goes towards
If you don't even know anything about horses, I'm
tell us
sure
about the walking part of it. So, all right, Brandon, I'm going to hold you off for 1 second here. Individuals, really, they might have some friends or family or somebody who is sponsoring them to walk around the track events today. And how does that work?
Well, what happens usually is the teams sign up and they register, and they do fundraising. So it could be sponsorship from the local business here in town. It could be a cakewalk. It could be, we have the junior ROTC from Tombstone is doing a pennies fundraiser. So it's whatever they want to do. We have, sometimes they do car washes. But they sit there and raise money, and we do have some.
Hey, welcome back to the Sherry Ethell Team Long Realty Studios. I'm Dion Ethell. I'm your host with Keepin' It Real, and we're keeping it real today with Brandon.
Really got a lot more
event organizer. So I think we left off with the
they can do anything
is that tough?
They so desire that helps raise money for cancer.
It's a little bit of work because you're finishing the other one, and you're going to another one, and they're totally different charities.
Oh yeah, I'd say it's a little bit
$500 or whatever. Then they just come and present that to you at the day of the event, or
at the end of the day, it's all worth it.
But what happens is we have
I did in a sense,
yeah.
But at the same time, like because I originally was going to try and do these events in November, but it's like there's too much going on, like in November and stuff.
It is difficult. Obviously, last week cars in the park. Before that, art in the park. There's the same weekend that you're hosting this event for the horse sanctuary. I think there's also at least one other event. I want to say there's the Cancer Walk there in the park.
So you can download that, and
not that you can't do both. You can usually do multiple things at one weekend, but it's busy.
By credit card,
and this time of year is crazy.
Yeah,
with
and so
events.
the teams will come to the meetings, and next Monday we're having our bank night.
Like on Veterans Day,
they come to the meeting, they turn in their luminarias, they turn in money, they pick up
tough with the parade and all those other things going on. Everybody's going in 20 different directions.
And all these restaurants have like the veteran meal.
We're there for a reason,
going out to
but
eat,
we're there to also have fun and bring the community together.
It's tough. It's tough to kind of plan. So you kind of, I guess, you have to take it. Let's take a quick break.
Yeah.
When we come back,
and then after these two, that'll be it for this year.
How to contact you guys. So you'll be able to take a long breather, but start planning for next year.
Yeah,
we'll get that from them.
I'm going to start back in February for the Tombstone Shelter.
I'm here with Keepin' It Real.
So we're going to do that.
Already going to have to gear up.
And
think about what you're going to do. We'll be right back.
We're going to start doing that every February.
Yeah, are you thinking about your same kind of thing? I think last time you had some music, some food, and you had...
Yeah, I think we're going to do everything the same. I just don't think that we're going to have a food vendor because, like, he was great and all, but it's like, I think it was kind of pointless because the shelter was making burgers and dogs, and so was that guy. So it's like you don't really need two of the same.
Yeah.
So he came all the way from New Mexico.
Wow.
But he was already here visiting, and he heard about my event, wanted to be a vendor. So
it was nice to be part of it.
Yeah.
So that's right. I remember you saying that
we had an after party at the Oriental Saloon.
Oh wow! I did not know that. Yeah. Well, all these events that you do and all these donations that you make, have you kind of kept track of? All right, welcome back to Keepin' It Real. I'm Dion Ethell with the Sherry Ethell Team.
I mean, I have it, like, not off, I don't like have a set number right now off the top of my head.
I know you just do this because it's out of your heart.
Yeah,
you're trying to do a good thing for them. And whatever, I know you told me many times, right? Hey, whatever I raise, whether it's 500 or 5,000,
relay for life,
I'm pretty happy about that.
It's going to be a big event.
I was telling you before at the shelter, like, they're just grateful that they got some, like, the $4,000, for their shelter.
Well, that's a big day for any event.
We were just talking
that you were able to raise that.
That's probably the first time. Yeah, that's probably, I think, the most raised, like, because normally here they're hit or miss, but helping the dogs, so that.
Every dollar counts. I can tell you, from running a charity that it's every dollar counts.
Yeah.
It really does stack up at the end of the day. So people like you, you're indispensable.
Sometimes it might not seem like it all counts, but yeah, you're right, though. It all goes to the same place.
Yeah, it's super important. They really go a long ways with these charities.
It was amazing, and it was pretty off the cuff. They didn't really even plan it much.
So expensive.
It's very expensive. I think everything is expensive. So now it's more needed than ever. So one last shout out, Brandon. So it's Brandon's Bike Night and Veteran Food Drive at Doc's Watering Hole tonight at 4 to 8 p.m. And you're going to have food, drink, bike, and vendors, and you'll have a raffle.
Oh yeah, we're having raffles. Some local businesses are throwing in, like Indochine's throwing in a basket. And then Sam and Julie's are throwing in some gift cards, and then some other businesses as well.
So there'll be some opportunities, maybe get on a raffle.
Yeah.
And then next weekend on Saturday also, the 25th is Tombstone Brewery, 12:30 to 7:30, and that's going to benefit the Broken to Brave Horse Sanctuary.
That's great.
Well, Brandon, I love you coming on. I appreciate your time. Appreciate you giving an inside scoop.
I appreciate all your guys' support. I couldn't do this without you guys. It takes a village. So thanks for always being there for me.
We appreciate you and all the things that you do. It's people like yourself that make Serria Vista and Cochise County really special. It's awesome that you do this out of the kindness of your own heart to organize this, because I know that this stuff takes a lot of personal time that you could be doing other things. So kudos to you and all the work that you're doing.
Forever.
Folks, we'll be right back. This is Keepin' It Real with Dion Ethell and the Sherry Ethell Team on Realty Studios. We'll be right back.
Well, folks, that's a wrap on this week's Keepin' It Real radio show. As always, we're so grateful to have you spend part of your Saturday morning with us. Whether you're sipping coffee on the porch, out running errands, or out shopping for a home, we appreciate you. If something we said today sparked a question, or if you've got a great topic or guest idea for a future episodes. We'd love to hear it. You
So
can
I'm
drop
not
your
going to tell you a
suggestion
whole
in the
lot
Keepin'
about
It
that
Real
because you're going to be at
suggestion
the
box at
event
the
to hear
front
a
desk
little
of
more
Long
about
Realty,
it. But we've
right
got
behind
some
Denny's on
great
Pride
prizes that were
Boulevard. Or
donated
just shoot
by
me an
some
email at
sponsors this year. We've got some items that are going to make for great raffles, great prizes. You're going to want to stay around till the bitter end. We're also going to do some cool stuff because after all, we are the pirates of the Caribbean. We're asking teams to decorate their campsites so we can have a contest for the best pirate-themed decorations.
97.7 Canyon Country. Your first choice for legendary country.
We're going.
Until then, stay safe, stay kind,
and so
as
best
always,
costumes.
keep it real, Cochise County.
Because cancer is a serious topic.
It is.
But keeping people upbeat and having fun is also a huge part of life.
Join us next Saturday from
We
8 to
live
9
for
a.m.
quality
for
of
more
life.
engaging
And
interviews
so
with
we
top
want to make it
realtors
fun.
and
So those are
industry
one of the
leaders.
things we're seeing.
Keeping
I
you
can't wait to see
informed
what
about
you
the
put
latest
on. I
trends
really
in real
can't. I'm
estate.
expecting
Stay
that.
connected with us as we
And I do want to let you know, I'll Zoom, but if you Zumba, so there's a little challenge there. I have no grace or coordination, so I just want to throw that out to you. We're just going to keep it upbeat. It's going to be a nonstop action. We'll set